aboard in high-geared excitement of Adam 12.
One Adam 12 requesting assistance. I'm in pursuit of a light...
Trying to curb a traffic offender as the pulse of crime beats on.
Hang on, people. Yeah, the wind picked up a little bit. Maybe you can hear me. There's a confusion out here about what fear looks like. So this is a public service announcement for cops, for DAs that can't figure it out, and for potential jurors that can't figure out what fear looks like and what it doesn't look like. Now remember, I'm doing this video because of this last shooting where this cop jumps out of his car and literally stands on the side and holds his feet and shoots this woman in the head and kills her. And the DA said, good shooting. He was in fear of his life. And I'm like, people in fear of their life don't stand like this out in the open. So I figured I'd do this video to kind of clear up some confusion on what fear looks like and what it doesn't look like, okay? So let's try this. I'm in a pursuit. There's a car coming at me. I get out of my car and I come back here and here comes the car. And I go, you better stop or I'll shoot you. Not fear. Okay? Not fear. I'm not in fear of my life. I drew my gun, I stayed in the open, and I waited and I set up the opportunity to shoot somebody. Not fear. Okay? This is what fear looks like. I get out of my car, a car's coming, I go, holy shit! And I get down, maybe I draw my gun, maybe I have a donut. This is fear. The other one was not fear. See the difference? Car's coming, I stay in the car for protection, back here, and I go, I'm not going to get out of the car, I'm going to use my car for protection. Fear. Not fear. A car's coming, and I sit out here and go, yeah! Pow, 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 pow! Yeah, I was in fear of my life. Not fear. You got it? I know it. We'll try it again. Car's coming. I think it's going to hit me. There's a barrier, a pole. This is what fear looks like. Shit, freaking car. And I take cover behind it. A car's coming. I'm standing out here and I see the car and I go, you better stop or I'll shoot you. I'll claim I'm in fear of my life and I'll shoot you. Not fear. Get it? So let's look at it from a different angle. I'm at a position of cover. I see the car. I know we're in a pursuit. I'm in contact with the guys. They've had a speed strip out, and I see the car coming, and I go, I'm in fear of my life. Bang, 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 bang. Not fear. The car's coming. I know he's running. I stay here, and I protect myself, and the car goes by. That's fear. It's not fear that's reasonable that I can shoot him. As a matter of fact, most policies specifically dictate you will not shoot at vehicles. And the reason behind that is when you shoot somebody driving a car and you hit them and they're going at high speeds, the likelihood of them killing someone else, ramming into a car, ramming into a house, running through a schoolyard, is much more dangerous than had you not shot. I mean, these pursuits have just gotten out of freaking control, and I just don't get it. Car's coming at me. I do not jump in front of the car and say I'm in fear of my life. It just doesn't work, people. It's bullshit. And the media and the government is telling you this, and DAs are saying, oh yeah, he was fearful. You cannot leave a position of safety to where there is no fear and jump out in front of a vehicle and create fear, which sets up the circumstance. Because I'm in fear, I can now shoot you. I wasn't in fear here. I have set up the circumstance to justify deadly force. Another thing about pursuit policies. Most pursuit policies will not let you block vehicles. A lot of people are saying, why don't they just block the vehicle? Supreme Court ruled a long time ago, when you put an immovable object in front of a fleeing vehicle, you are doing what's called a seizure. And under civil rights, it's an unlawful seizure because it's likely to kill him. So unless deadly force is authorized, you can't seize somebody. When I shoot somebody, that is a seizure. I am seizing the body. Property. You can't be deprived of life, liberty, or property without due process. Cops are out there shooting people left and right without due process, and nobody's getting charged for criminal or civil rights. It's just freaking, the DA ain't even charged them criminal. And because they have limited immunity, the citizens can't sue them. So guess who pays? The pesky citizen pays, but through the municipality, the city, the county, the government agency. They're going to take your tax dollars to pay off for what the cops are doing because they're not holding cops accountable. So why should cops change? Cops are shooting people left and right. It's just freaking crazy. I really do not get it. If a car is here and deadly force is not authorized now, I cannot, it's not reasonable to go, I'm so afraid I'm going to jump in front of this car, draw my gun, and now I can shoot you because I'm in fear of my life. And that's exactly what's happening. People now are just like, oh, that's normal. Guys, and I'm hearing this all the time. Person should have stopped. Person shouldn't have ran. How do we know they're not having a seizure? How do we know they're not mentally ill? How do we know that they're not fleeing a dangerous husband that just killed their kid or trying to save their kid? How do we know anything while they're running? How about maybe they're running because cops are shooting every freaking thing that moves and they're afraid of the cops? How about that? See, the problem with all these pursuits and shooting is nobody's asking the question. Supreme Court has ruled cops do not have a duty to protect. It is up to a cop on whether I chase you or not chase you. Nothing says I have to chase you. So when I choose and I make a choice to chase you when I don't have to, I should be assuming that liability. When I jump from a point of safety in front of a moving vehicle and then claim fear of my life, it's not reasonable for someone to go, he was afraid of his life. If I was afraid, I wouldn't have jumped in front of the car. When cops are in shooting and they're standing out in the middle of the road going bang, 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 they're not afraid. They're not fearful. When cops are fearful, they're running and moving and they're shooting and they're going for cover and they're taking. That's fearful. See the difference? Not fearful, bang, bang, bang. Fearful, bang, bang. See the difference? I mean, to me, it's a pretty easy concept. For some reason, nobody freaking gets it. 2 more demonstrations. Fearful. Moving, running, seeking cover, not standing out in open, trying to avoid getting shot or ran over. Okay? Fearful. Not fearful. Eating my donut going to be in front of his car so I can shoot him. Not fearful. I mean, how freaking hard is it? I just don't get it. And we'll end with one more. This ought to clear it up. In case for all the people out there with only 2 brain cells, all the lawyers and DAs watching and judges watching. Okay? Here's a big clue on fearful versus non-fearful. Non-fearful, I jump in front of a car and I draw my gun and stand there and claim fear of my life. Here's what fearful looks like. Shit, a car's coming. Damn! Get it? See the difference between fearful and not fearful? I don't know why the concept's so freaking hard. Public service announcement brought to you by people who want cops held accountable. Pulling that there.